Everybody feels love and expresses love differently. And for a lot of people, they don't know their own love language, and they don't know the love language of the most important people in their lives. And because of that, you can have major miscommunication in how you express your appreciation for each other. Right, so there's 5 love languages: quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, touch, acts of service. Someone who has the love language of touch, coupled with somebody who has the love language of gifts, could have a problem. One partner may be showing the other their appreciation and interest in them through touch, kissing, hugging, etc. That may rank very lowly on their partner's list of needs. For them, their partner may need to be reminded that they're loved by receiving little gifts, a chocolate, a flower every now and then, souvenirs from travel. One partner, the guy who likes touch, may think that's junk and never buys a souvenir, never buys a flower. And now his partner thinks he does not love me. And the entire time he's been showing that person love in the way that he prefers it. Could be major miscommunication. How does this apply in the workforce? And how did this kind of make sense to me? We did a 360 evaluation in Avalanche. 360 evaluations, they're kind of cool. You get an evaluation from the people that you report to. So like your supervisors evaluate you, your colleagues and your equals, your peers evaluate you. And if you are in a management position, your subordinates evaluate you on your skills, how you communicate, everything. So you get the point of view, and it's anonymous. So you get the point of view of all the people that you're working with and what they have to say. And when we did the 360s, I thought I was doing a great job. And one of the most common complaints was that I don't show appreciation to the staff. And I was like, what? That's not true. And the evaluator was kind of like, do you ever tell them people they're doing a good job? I'm like, no. All right. And she was like, what about like staff appreciation days or awards or things like that? And I was like, no. And she was like, well, what happens when somebody needs that? I was like, that's ridiculous. Who needs that? And she was like, why do you think that? I was like, I've never cared about anybody telling me I'm doing a good job. She was like, that's you. And then she told me, are you familiar with love languages? So I took the love language exam to see what my love languages are. When you take the exam, it kind of weights what's like your number 1 and 2, and it ranks it in order. So my number 1 is quality time. My number 2 is acts of service. So for me, if I sit down with an employee and talk about their ideas, that's me spending my time at work to build upon what they're thinking about. To me, that's quality time. That's my way of communicating. You're a good employee, you're thinking, I like what you're thinking, etc. Without even saying those things. Because when I had an employer, I would have valued supervision coming to me and saying, Carl, where do you see the mistakes? And how do you think we could solve them? And having that ability to have input and talk and see things from the supervisor's perspective. My number 2 is active service. Meaning I value people going above and beyond or getting ahead of me in work. Because I'm the same way. If I care about somebody and they tell me that they want to start a company, I started a company for my ex-wife in fashion. I'm not very fashionable. And I fully poured myself into that because me working towards her goal was me showing her that I care about her. So the things that are the lowest on my list are gifts and words of affirmation. Since I don't care about, like, the test is designed in that way, like, what makes you feel loved, this or this? And it'll be like a gift or going out on a date and having dinner together or something like that. What matters to you more? Your partner telling you how great you are, or your partner helping you with a task at home? But since I don't care about gifts and I don't care about words of affirmation, I don't give it because I think it's useless. I don't value it. So why would I give something that I don't value? And then that conversation made me realize that everybody has their own appreciation filter. And I was like, well, if I know the love languages of my colleagues, my employees, then I can speak to their language. So when they're doing things positively, I can reinforce it by, if they're a gift person, it's a gift. If it's words of affirmation, you're doing a good job. Yeah, and it feels so weird for me because it feels uncomfortable. Actually, when people give me words of affirmation, I get uncomfortable because I actually feel that it's manipulation. Like they're trying to butter me up, or like it makes me so uneasy. So why would I want to do that to someone? Right? That's the way that I think of it. But if that's their number one love language, me as a father, a partner, a supervisor, owner, whatever, if that's their number one, I need to speak to that number one, or else they're gonna think I'm a jerk and that I don't appreciate them when I really value them. So even with kids, some kids, a hug from the parent makes them feel better. Other kids, you did a good job, makes them feel great. Other kids, it's a gift. Other kids, it's like, for me, I remember, like for me, I used to go fishing with my dad all the time. And that quality time was meaningful to me. So that's the way that I show love the most. And that's the way that my father was able to show me love. Take me to do something that I wanted to do and being empathy. So if you know that about people, you're going to be able to communicate that better and get the most out of them. So I want everybody to take their love language test and also share the results. And like on the All About Yous, that's something that I'm going to start adding, because like I had a friend who worked at another organization, and they type everybody in a few different ways. And I think it's personality type and love language, but they code it differently in their organization. And every employee on their desk has like a little beacon. And if you know the colors, you know what their style is, from communication to appreciation and how to get them engaged. So if somebody's like an introvert, words of affirmation type, or whatever, it might be yellow, blue, and red. And you're like, okay, that means I need to approach him in this way to get the most out of him. If somebody, like, there's people who do better when they're under pressure. And if it's public pressure, they do even better because now everybody's looking. So talking to that person saying, you need to correct this, this, and this in front of a group is gonna motivate them more than anything. And there's other people who, if you do that in front of a group, will be absolutely insulted. So if you know that about somebody based on their personality type or whatever, however, you're able to communicate with them in the best way possible for them. Even though it may not be your dominant style, you're at least able to adjust your language to that person.